Hi, guys. Welcome back to Lisa's Love and Light. We're going to try this again today because I don't know what happened yesterday. I was on and I was talking about the topic of discussion, heal and take action. And I was really talking about some really things, some good things that people need to hear. And all of a sudden, something came across my screen about the internet connection. And then after that, I kept talking because it didn't seem to cut off. But when I watched the video later on, I noticed that the other half of it cut off. So I sent a message to their YouTube technical support team. So hopefully it's taken care of because you guys missed the big message. So what I did is I'm making part two today because the topic of discussion was healing and taking action. And it's so important because heal and take action. Because a lot of people may say, how do I heal? Where do I start, etc. So I talk about where I started, which was therapy. So I'm hoping, guys, that it's like hot out and my hair is doing weird stuff. But anyway, um, it's like we have to start someplace, and this doesn't come with an instruction book. We just have to make some creative ways to take care of ourselves. So, guys, with that being said, let's get back into this topic of discussion. I hope you all are having a good day. It's beautiful outside. The weather is good, no rain, and thank you all for being here today. In reference to how I started the video yesterday, I talked about, how people lose their blessings. And sometimes people can lose their blessings because they don't recognize them when they're in front of them, especially those who pray a lot and they pray and ask God to help them. Please help me. And then what happens is that God, because they may pray day and night and day, and God will answer that prayer, and when that like story I gave you was a true story about this woman who prayed day and night, and then she actually received a blessing. But as I said yesterday, it didn't come in a shape and form that she thought it should. And she just, showed God she didn't want this blessing because this is not what I wanted. This is not how I want this to come about. And I was thinking about that as well. When somebody pray to God, the Most High, and you're asking Him to help you with something, you don't get to tell Him how you want this to come about. God is the Almighty. If He gives you a blessing, we're supposed to be thankful and grateful for everything and for every day of our life because tomorrow is not promised to any of us. But with that being said, this woman lost her blessing and she wanted to how do I say that? She wanted to rewind and go back and see if she can pick up this blessing again. But once it's removed, it's gone. And so instead of, asking, you know, I don't know what she asked God for forgiveness or what, but it just got like unbelievable for her is how I'm going to say that. Because instead of appreciating it and saying, okay, God, thank you for this blessing, because she did recognize at some point it was a blessing, but she didn't appreciate having it because it didn't come in the shape or form that she thought it should. And people, when I gave that example yesterday, I want people to know that some people, look at things for the outer appearance, as I said yesterday. Never judge a book by its cover if you haven't read the pages within. It's so easy to judge someone because they look a certain way. They may speak and act a certain way. But when God is ready to bless someone, He may use that person or a particular circumstance to help you. And if you don't recognize it and you don't see it, you may lose the blessing. So it's important to use our intuition to thank God every day of our life, especially when He answers our prayers. you know. So guys, with that being said, I also gave an example about King David, and how he was treated before he became king. He was in the by his brothers and everybody else, he was looked upon as being nobody or nothing. And God will take us, the brokenhearted, the beaten down, and He will take us, and He looks at our heart. He looks at the heart of everyone and see us, and He will, raise us from the dust, from the ashes, and bring us to a place of unexpected blessings and greatness. So, guys, with that being said, please never judge a book by its cover. And if you pray to God for something and He answers your prayer, accept those blessings from Him, because He has a reason why He does things the way He does it. It's all for our best interests. So, guys, like I was saying yesterday, I don't really have notes, and I didn't really have notes yesterday. I wrote down a topic, which is heal and take action. Now, when you're healing and you're serious about this journey, and you are consistent and persistent, one of the things I will share with you is therapy. I connected right away when I was low down to the ground. I connected with a therapist right away. And as I did the work, the make the pro and a con list of people in my life and et cetera and so forth, looked at my pain. I started to look at life and things from a different perspective. Remember what I said again yesterday about people, situations, and circumstances come into our life for a reason, a season, or a lifetime, or a lesson. And like I said, many of these things are lessons, and when, some people are not meant to stay in our life. They are there to teach us a lesson so that we can learn from it. And once we learn that lesson, the door can be closed. And once the door is closed, we can move forward because we learned that lesson. And because we learned that lesson, we don't have to repeat that situation anymore. So that's how I started to look at these things from a different mindset. It's so important, guys. And especially when you're healing, and it's important to set boundaries, because not everybody is going to be happy that you took time out for yourself to heal your pain. And I know this sounds weird. It sounds weird to me anyway, that people are not happy when somebody get on a path to heal, to grow, to evolve, to take care of their mental, their physical and mental health. It's like if you're sick or something, you go to the hospital or the doctor to find out what's wrong with you so that you can get better. It's the same thing with our mental and physical health, because without that, we can't take care of ourselves or anything else around us. So it's important. That's always a priority. And if someone doesn't understand that, then it's time to set some serious boundaries, you know? And I had many situations where I had to not just set boundaries, but close doors. Because, when people are disrespectful, they're showing that they don't care about your health. They don't care about you and about you getting better, which I had a hard time understanding. But I needed to see those things so that I could see who these individuals were, so that I can close these doors, not just set boundaries, but close the doors. Because if you have people in your energy and space and you're trying to heal, and they're toxic and they're bringing toxicity to your door, it's going to be hard to heal and stay on that path and stay focused, because sometimes people bring drama right outside your door. You don't have to. You could be over here minding your business, healing and taking care of your health and self-care, self-love, and somebody can just um, cross over into your lane and try to bring some drama, unnecessary, unwanted drama, toxicity. And like I always tell you guys, the best medicine for that is my total silence. Because most of these individuals, that I dealt with was very narcissistic, and when you're dealing with narcissist people, they like attention all the time. And then when you don't give that attention, they kind of try to bring some drama to your front door or whatever. And the best medicine for me is silence, unless they do something outrageous that you have to get the authorities involved, because it's important. It's very important that you put yourself first and that you have less toxicity, and spend time alone in nature. The weather is good. It's nice out. The sun is shining. It's warmer, and it's going to start getting warmer if you can go to the beach, do things to uplift your spirit. Be around people who are going to support you on this journey as well. And you don't and sometimes it just requires you having time to yourself, you reflecting on situations and pain and what you need to do to help yourself, one day at a time, one step at a time. This journey doesn't come with a manual or guideline. You have to get creative with things sometimes. And when I say take action on how you want to see your life. It may be important to make a list when you take some me time, alone time. Make a list of the things that make you happy, the things that bring you joy, what you want to see in your life, what you want to improve, how you want it to enhance, and what you want. And then as you make that list, look at it. Put it someplace where you can see it every day. Look at it. And then think about some creative ways that you can take action to bring that to fruition into your life. That's so important, guys. Stay focused, and if other people don't want to see you happy, because there's people out here who are miserable and they don't want to see people happy and grow, set boundaries. Set boundaries so that you don't allow that toxicity to affect your healing and affect your life. Because as you start to write down the things that you want to enhance your life and you do the work, you meditate, you do things, self-care, you start to heal, grow, and evolve. And sometimes some people don't like it because guess what? You're putting yourself first. You're taking care of you. And maybe you don't have time right now for what they have going on. You are reflecting and taking care of yourself, your physical and mental health. And some people like for you to reflect on them, put that energy right back on them, that focus. And if you lose focus, then you can fall right back into the toxicity of whatever caused you pain in the first place. Now you got to work double and triple harder to heal because you fell back into a place of allowing someone toxic and abusive back into your space. So when that's why I sit and really, before I cut off, block, and delete, I really sat and really thought about everything with these individuals, whether it was family, exes, ex friends, business situation, whatever. I made a list, a pro and con list. And if the cons outweighed the pros, and I would look and reflect and meditate, then this has to go because this is too much toxicity. And in order for me to grow and to heal myself of this pain, grief, and trauma, because some of these things are traumatic, and it take time, even more time to heal it. Then I had to set boundaries. And when those boundaries were disrespected, I had to close doors, cut off, block, and delete. And when I did that, there's no looking back. There's no coming back. There's no spinning a block to come back to say A, B, C, and D. Because when someone really show you who you are, who they are, I believe them. Guys, and trust your intuition. Your intuition will never lead you down the wrong path. There was times in the past that I would ignore it, and then boom, something, you know, tragic would happen or traumatic. So now I listen to my intuition and I follow it. And if if you feel a vibe, like something makes you feel uncomfortable and it's bothering you and it makes you feel uncomfortable, that's your intuition. Listen to that, because your intuition would never lead you down the wrong path. It's when I don't listen to it that stuff happens. Male or female, we all have an intuition. Listen to it, let it guide you. And if you're not sure, go into prayer with God. Ask God to help you, because this is not easy. And I know that, and I'm not talking about you have to be religious, etc., so forth. But if you have believe in God and you have a relationship with him, pray to him and ask him to help you, one day at a time, one step at a time, because we're going to fall. We all are imperfect, but just do not give up on yourself. Do not lose hope in yourself and the things that you need and want. And bring people and situations into your life that's going to enhance it, and that's going to uplift it and not bring hell and negativity and drama and toxicity to it. So one of the ways to take action is to set boundaries when you're on this path to healing. Take action on, making that list of the things that you want to accomplish and do, and then work within what you want. Like, for example, if you want to get that, you want to work for yourself, for example, start working in that, direction. Start researching the steps you need to take so that you can do A, B, C, and D, and take one step at a time, one day at a time, work towards those goals, and write those things out, because that's a form of manifestation as well. And look at them every day, bring peace into your life, guys. Continue to heal, and continue to allow yourself to have time to yourself, whether it's an hour, 2 hours on a daily basis. That's a goal to accomplish as well, to take time out for yourself, because when you work and then you are involved with, like if you have families and etc., you still need time for yourself so that you can regroup and take a time out. It's just like people who work and don't take a vacation. They're stressed out sometimes. We all need that vacation time so that we can regroup. And then when you come back to work, you're refreshed. That's how it is with your self-care and on this journey to heal. We all need that time to ourselves. Take that time, and during that time, do things that bring you joy, peace, and happiness. Good things that's going to put a smile on your face. Tell yourself every day of your life, that you are worth it. I am worth it. And when you love yourself and care about yourself, then other people will gravitate to you, the right people, the right circumstances. But if you don't love you or take care of you, how do you expect anybody else to do that? So continue to take care of yourself, and recognize that you have faults just like everybody else, but you are worth it, you know, guys. And that's the message today. Keep moving forward and get out in nature. Take that trip you want to take, even if you can't stay the length of time that you need or want to, but at least you get to go on that trip. So do something that's going to uplift you on a daily basis, guys. It is so better to be at a place of peace instead of broken down into pieces. And you can acquire inner peace in your life. Guys, that is the message today. Thank you for being here. Hopefully, you guys get this message and, take care of yourself and just keep moving forward. Well, I am going to see you guys again tomorrow. That's the message today. Share this video with others. Subscribe to the channel. And just keep taking care of yourself. You will be amazed at the outcomes, because as those doors to the past get shut, God will open up new doors, better situations, better people. It's just going to be good. One day at a time, one step at a time. Thank you all for being here again. This is Lisa, shedding love and light to you all, and I'll see you again tomorrow. Enjoy this weather today, guys. Hopefully we'll have weather like this again tomorrow. Thank you again. Bye for now.